Nehemiah 4:14. The wall they're making progress. Nehemiah says, after I looked over things, I stood up and said to the nobles and the officials, the rest of the people, do not be afraid of them. Remember the Lord who is great and awesome, and fight for your brothers, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your homes. Remember the Lord who is awesome, and fight for your families. These guys were relentless in ridiculing these guys. Yeah, there was Sanballat, this guy. He was a governor. He could actually do something. This other guy, Tobiah, I don't know if you've ever been in a fight, but you're fighting somebody, and then there's always that other guy that's like, yeah, but he's not even in the fight. He's just trying to get things stirred up, you know? It's kind of like in boxing, like Don King, the guy with like the crazy hair. He's never going to be a boxer, but he just makes everybody mad and want to fight more, okay? That's what this little guy, Tobiah, that's what he was like. He was always there just like yelling. He had no real power, but he's always just yelling and yelling and yelling. And time again, Nehemiah just goes back to the Lord and he says, God is going to give us success. God is going to do this. God is going to do this. Again, that's easy to say, but it's hard to do because so many times we look to ourselves. We really do. And sometimes things are so far out of our control that we can't do anything but turn to God. And a lot of times when we do that, it's when we're in those emergency situations, when we have a flat, when we've run out of all our other options, then we turn to God. When really God is saying, turn to me first and see what happens. See what happens. Last thing is great leaders have integrity. And I'm not going to sit up here and rattle off definitions of integrity. Integrity is doing what's right all the time. Okay? No matter who's watching or who's looking, it's just doing the right thing all the time. There's a great quote by this guy, W. Clement Stone. It says, have the courage to say no. Have the courage to face the truth. Do the right thing because it is right. These are the magic keys to living your life with integrity. Nehemiah 5. They're about done with this wall, and some of these people that have been helping him, they start cheating other people. They start getting real greedy with their money, and they start treating slaves bad. They start treating other people bad that don't have a lot of money. Nehemiah finds out about it. This is what he says, Nehemiah 5:6. When I heard their outcry and these charges, I was very angry. I pondered them in my mind and then accused the nobles and officials, the top dogs. I told them, you are exacting money from your own countrymen. So I called together a large meeting to deal with them and said, as far as possible, we have bought back our Jewish brothers who were sold to the Gentiles. Now you are selling their brothers, only for them to be sold back to us. They kept quiet because they could find nothing to say. You ever been there? You just know you're so guilty that if you said anything, you're going to get smacked right here. So it says, Nehemiah continued, what you are doing is not right. Shouldn't you walk in the fear of our God to avoid the reproach of our Gentile enemies? I and my brothers and my men are also lending the people money and grain. But let the exacting of money stop. Give back to them immediately their fields, vineyards, oil groves, and houses, and also the money you are charging them, the 100th part of the money, grain, new wine, and oil. It's doing the right thing. I mean, these people knew God. They were doing what God had them to do to build up their city so they could worship again, but they got greedy. And we all do it. I mean, maybe you're not stealing money from slaves somewhere, but what is it that you're doing? Think of your life. What are you doing that's cheating other people, that's cheating God of what's really His? Great leaders have integrity, and they have it all the time. It's not just when it looks good. I could stand up here and tell you how great integrity is, and then go out and just do some dumb thing. I wouldn't have integrity. It's about doing it all the time, being who you are all the time, even when nobody is watching you. Nehemiah did a great example of that. He called people. He called them when they were wrong, and he told them what was going on. He brought it in their face, and that's not easy. But leading is not easy. When I was, maybe 5 years ago, when I was in shape and not old, I lived in Colorado for one summer, great summer. All I did was climb mountains and teach kids how to climb mountains. There's these 14,000-foot mountains in Colorado. They're called the 14ers. They're all over the place. Where there's a set of them called the College Peaks. They're, like Harvard and Columbia, all these different ones. And we climbed a bunch of them to the top, and then we found the biggest one in the whole Rocky Range. It's Mount Elbert, 14,433 feet. And we just said, man, we're climbing that joker. We're getting to the top of that thing, and we're going to do it faster than we've ever done, and we're going to do it. So we left, me and my buddy Kurt. We took this little Toyota car that we had. We had a one-man tent. We both slept in it. Yeah, it's okay. Head to foot, head to foot, head to foot. All right? So we would go at night, and what we'd do is we'd get there late. We'd get there about 11 o'clock. I mean, it was pitch black. You couldn't see anything. All you could hear was the river. And so we set up our tent. We fell asleep. You'd camp at the trailhead so you could get up early in the morning, because you had to get to the top of one of those jokers, you had to start maybe about 4 in the morning so you could hike up and not get rained on. And so we packed all our gear. We had all our stuff. You have your backpack. You have your little gel packs and water and all this stuff. And we got there, and the morning came, and we just sat in the car, and we just looked at the mountain. And then we left. No. We got out, and we climbed to the top of that thing. We were doing 1,000 feet up the biggest mountain in the Rocky Mountain Range an hour. We got to the top of that thing faster than anything, and it was an awesome, awesome experience. We talk about leadership. Some of us, we have everything. We're there. We have people to lead. We have influence. We have all these things, and we're sitting in the car, and we're watching. That's what we're doing. And tonight, I want to just challenge you and say, think about the sphere of influence, the sphere of influence you have, and the people that you're leading or that you can potentially lead, and be a great leader and lead those people, and not just to do it for the masses. Shoot, rifle, get to the heart of these people, and put into practice some of the things that we've talked about tonight.
Talk to you about the college thing, okay?
Oh, yeah. Your focus needs more focus.
For me, Bella, I'm in love with you.
Come on, let's see how much we're going for on eBay.
She got kissed. Hey, she was kissed. Take a good look.